My name is Ethan Walker, and this is not a story about talent. This is not a story about luck. This is a story about a boy everyone ignored, a boy people laughed at, a boy teachers forgot, a boy even his family stopped believing in. They said, "He will never be successful. He is too slow. He is not special." But today, people use my story to teach hope. I was born in a small town in Ohio, USA. Not a rich town, not a happy town. Just old houses, broken roads, and tired people. My father worked in a factory. My mother cleaned houses. We were not poor on paper, but in real life, we were always short of money. When I was 7 years old, my father lost his job. That day changed everything. I still remember that evening. My father came home early. He did not say a word. He sat on the sofa. He looked at the wall. My mother asked softly, "Are you okay?" He did not answer. That was the first time I saw a grown man break without crying. From that day, our house became quiet. No jokes, no laughter, only bills on the table. At school, I was not smart. I read slowly. I spoke slowly. Other kids finished reading. I was still on the first line. Teacher said, "Ethan, try harder." But I was trying. Kids whispered, "He's dumb. He's useless." Sometimes they laughed. Sometimes they pushed me. I never fought back. I learned early that silence hurts less than speaking. One day, the teacher asked, "Who wants to read out loud?" No one raised my hand. She pointed at me. "Ethan, you read." My hands were shaking. I stood up. I read one line, then I stopped. The words were dancing. My mouth was dry. The class started laughing. Teacher sighed. "Sit down," she said. Silence. That day, I decided something. I will never speak in class again. At home, my parents were tired. They loved me, I know that, but stress changes people. My father started drinking. My mother cried at night. I heard them fighting about money, about life, about the future. No one asked me how I felt, so I stopped feeling. Every night, I looked at the ceiling. I asked myself, why am I like this? Why am I not smart? Why am I not enough? Sometimes I prayed. Sometimes I cried. Most nights, I just stayed quiet. When I was 12 years old, something small happened. But small things can change big lives. One day after school, I went to the public library. Not to study, just to sit. It was warm. It was quiet. I felt safe there. I found an old book. The title was "Small Steps Can Change a Life." I opened it randomly. The line said, "You did not need to be fast. You only need to keep moving." I read that line again and again. Something inside me moved. For the first time, I felt understood. That night, I made a promise. A small promise. Not to the world, not to my parents, to myself. I will improve a little every day. Not to be the best, just to be better than yesterday. I started reading 10 minutes a day. Very slow. One page felt like a mountain, but I did not stop. Next week, 15 minutes. Next month, 20 minutes. I read simple books, easy words, short sentences. I wrote new words in a notebook. Simple, easy, clear. Let me be honest. I still failed. I still got bad grades. People still laughed. But something was different now. I had hope, and hope is powerful. At age 14, my teacher noticed something. She said, "Ethan, you read better now." It was a small sentence, but for me, it was a medal. I went home smiling. No one noticed, but I did not care. Just when things felt better, my father left. One morning, his side of the bed was empty. No goodbye, no note, only silence. My mother sat on the floor and cried. I stood there, quiet, strong, or maybe just numb. That night, I looked at myself in the mirror. I said, I will not become my past. I will not give up. I will build a future, even if it takes time, even if it hurts.
At 16, I found podcasts, simple English, slow speaking, people telling stories. I listened every day, on the bus, before sleep. I repeated sentences. I practiced speaking, alone, in my room. My voice was weak. I hated it, but I practiced every day. One sentence, then two. I recorded myself. It sounded bad, but bad is better than nothing. One day, the school announced speech competition. My heart stopped. I wanted to run, but something inside whispered, try, just once. I wrote a short speech, very simple English, very short sentences. I practiced for weeks, in front of the mirror, in the bathroom, in my room. My legs shook, my hands shook, but I did not stop. The hall was full, students talking, teachers watching. My name was called, Ethan Walker. My heart was loud. I walked to the stage. I looked at the crowd. Silence. And then, badish, dish, dish, dish. Pause, 2 seconds. I stood on the stage. Lights were bright. My hands were cold. I could hear my heartbeat. Boom, boom, boom. I looked at the paper in my hands. My voice inside said, run, stop, you will fail. Pause. But another voice whispered softly, speak anyway. I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. The room felt heavy. Some students laughed quietly. Teacher looked worried. I closed my eyes. I took a deep breath, and then I said, my name is Ethan Walker. My voice was low, but it was real. I forgot lines. I said wrong words. I paused too long, but I did not stop. I remembered my promise, keep moving. So I continued. I am not smart. I am not fast. People think I am weak, but I am learning. Slow people still reach places. Quiet people still have voices. I believe one day I will become someone. Pause. I finished. I stood there. No claps, just silence. For 2 seconds, 3 seconds, then 1 clap, then more. The whole room clapped, not loudly, but honestly. My eyes filled with tears, not sad tears, relief tears. I walked off the stage. My teacher hugged me. She said, I am proud of you. No one had ever said that to me before. I did not get first place. I did not get second. I got third. But for me, it felt like victory. Let me be honest. Life did not become easy. Money was still tight. My mother still struggled. School was still hard. But something inside me was different. I believed in myself. Even a little belief is powerful. I continued reading every day. I listened to English audio. I copied sentences. I practiced speaking. Slow, simple, daily. No excuses. In high school, I met Mr. Lewis. He taught English. He noticed my notebook. He saw my effort. He said, "You are not bad at English. You're just patient." That sentence stayed with me. I got into a small community college. Nothing fancy, but it was a chance. I worked part-time, cleaning floors, stocking shelves, studying at night, tired every day, but focused. First semester, I failed one subject. I felt shame. Old thoughts returned. You are not enough. But I remembered, I failed before, and I continued. So I continued again. I asked questions. I stayed after class. I practiced presentations. I spoke slowly. I did not hide anymore. People listened. I was not fast, but I was clear. I explained things simply. Other students liked that. They said, "You make things easy." I smiled. That was my strength. I started a small online page, just audio, talking about learning slowly, about failure, about hope. No fancy words, just honest words. At first, 10 listeners, then 50, then 500. One message said, "Your voice helps me. I am like you." I read it many times. I cried again. Years passed. My page grew. Schools invited me, small events, then bigger ones. I stood on stages again, but now I was calm. Success is not loud. It is quiet work, daily effort, small steps. You do not need talent. You need patience. One day, I visited my old town. Same roads, same houses, but I was different. My mother hugged me. She smiled proudly. She said, "You did it." If you feel slow, that's okay. If you feel ignored, that's okay. If people doubt you, let them. Just keep moving. One page, one word, one step. Because even stones break walls, not by force, but by time. Pause, 2 seconds. I never planned to be famous. I never dreamed of big stages. All I wanted was this, to not feel useless. But life had bigger plans. At age 27, my life looked different. Not perfect, but peaceful. I woke up early. I read. I spoke. I shared stories. Every day. Slow habits built a strong future. One morning, I got an email. It said, "We want you to speak at a youth event in California." My hands shook. California? Me? The boy who couldn't read aloud? I sat quietly. Then I smiled. I said yes. I had never been on a plane before. I looked out the window. Clouds looked soft. I thought, maybe life is soft too when you stop fighting it. Hundreds of people, young faces, nervous faces, faces like mine was once. I walked to the stage. I did not rush. I breathed. I spoke. I was slow. I was scared. I was ignored. But I did not quit. If you are slow, walk. If you are scared, breathe. If you feel nothing, start small. You are not broken. You are becoming. Pause. The room was quiet. Then applause. Loud, real, long. Many students came to me. Some cried. Some smiled. One boy said, "I thought I was stupid. Now I will try again." That sentence was success. People called me a motivational speaker, but I still lived simply. I still read daily. I still practiced words. I still made mistakes. Success did not change me. It confirmed me. Let me tell you the truth. Success is not money, not fame, not likes. Success is this, when your past pain becomes someone else's hope. People asked, "Why do you speak such simple English?" I smiled, because simple English reached me when nothing else could, and maybe it will reach you too. If you are learning English, slow is okay. If you forget words, normal. If you feel shy, human. Speak anyway. Read anyway. Try anyway. 1 book a month, 10 minutes a day, 1 brave moment. That's all. No magic, no shortcuts. Pause. Deep breath. They once called me nothing. Now they listen. Not because I am special, but because I did not stop. And neither should you. Silence. You do not need to be fast to win.